Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 40% alcohol blended Scotch whiskies. The first one is White Horse. White Horse blended Scotch whiskey was introduced in 1890. It is aged 3 years. It is a Diageo brand this day and age. And they say that the heart of the flavor comes from Lagavulin single malt Scotch. You can read it right there on the website link below. This was $38.99. This big bottle, $38.99. Star, yeah, that's the name of it. Star. It's called Star, just Star. On Louisiana Highway 49, southbound in Kenner, Louisiana. Good thing about Star, they have a huge liquor selection, a lot of wine too, and pretty good amount of beer actually. And they use pure gasoline. They only sell pure gasoline. And they sell fresh boudin sausage. I see people coming in there and buying it. Okay. I don't know if they make it in the back or whatever. If they have a, because I know they have people buying meals there, or at least the boudin, because they'll ask for it. Okay. Here's the competitor. Now they're going to build a second Star on Louisiana Highway southbound, but near Lake Pontchartrain, whereas the current Star is more toward the Mississippi River. But anyway, here's King Robert II. Blended Scotch whiskey. They claim it's got malt whiskeys coming in from all the different parts of Scotland. The Highlands, the Lowlands, Speyside, the Islands. So I guess that's probably true. And it is produced for Ian Macleod Company, Macleod. Now somebody was saying that they introduced this in 1968, but the website's talking about how they bought it in 1968. They bought the King Robert II line, not started it. Okay, so it's older than 1968, but I cannot find out, or was not able to find out, when it actually hit the market. Okay, I'm sorry, I just cannot find out. Now, they make many other blended Scotch whiskies. I'm reading their website right now. They have one called Clan Macleod, named after them, obviously, their company. There's one called Isle of Skye, which I've seen around. Lang's, I've seen that around. I don't recall these other ones. Major Guns, Marshall, Maxwell. There's King Robert II gin. See, there's a whole line of King Robert II. There's King Robert II rum and King Robert II vodka. So the gin has a like a teal green label, same type bottle, this squared off bottle. The King Robert II vodka has like a blue and silver, various shades of blue and silver bottle, squared off bottle. Charcoal filtered. Okay, so you can buy that if you ever see it. And the King Robert II rum, they have a dark rum and a white rum. The dark rum has a red and yellow label design, and the King Robert white rum has a blue and silver design. Same bottle design though. So interesting. And they also make a Rostov vodka, which I've never had. Marlborough gin, same King Robert II bottle, but it's a different label. Marlborough gin, London Dry gin, Raffles gin. Different bottle design, totally different. About Raffles. Well, we're not going to read all that. There's a whole line of raffles: classic, lemon flavored, strawberry flavored. Okay, I get it. Okay, so we can't go through all this. It's a big old company. All right. I know Raffles is a guy that basically started Singapore, British sort of entrepreneur, explorer, and adventurer. Raffles, businessman, started Singapore. It's just an empty island. He created it, basically created a city out of a jungle on an island off the coast of Malaya. And all these Chinese people moved there. Now it's a Chinese country, not owned by China, but the people, almost all the people living there are Chinese. So it's a Chinese country where the people came from China, but it's not. Well, if it was up to China, it might be owned by China. Okay. I paid $17.99 for this King Robert II handle bottle. $17.99 at World of Beverage in Georgia. Well, you see, it was a special. It was on sale. It's not the normal price. Don't know what the normal price is, tell you the truth. I know this here, White Horse, I paid $38.99 at Star, but I believe some places got it as low as $33.99, you see. So, but I get the impression that King Robert II is probably a good $10 cheaper. I can do a quick check. See, Diageo's products, they can always be a little higher because they're the premier liquor company in the world these days since Seagram's disappeared 23 years ago. So with the demise of Seagram's, the brand still exists, but under a different ownership. Then Diageo came to the front of the pack. Now, King Robert II, they're showing 3 levels today on the website. They call this one now what was it called then? It was called King Robert II Blended Scotch Whiskey. Simply that. Look at the website now. It's called King Robert II Treble Cask. You use 3 different types of casks. They don't say what they are. Might say it on the back of the bottle. Then there's a Treble Cask 12-year, different color label. This is the black label, the standard. And there's a Treble Cask 15-year age with another type of label. I think it's like green and then purple. All right. I'm sure the price is higher too. You could imagine. It says now ianmacleod.com with their purchasing area, the area where you can buy the stuff if you want to pay. It says out of stock. Well, why would I buy it online, Well, that's for the people that live in the United Kingdom. King Robert II finest blended Scotch whiskey is long matured in oak casks and bottled in Scotland. This results in a product whose flavor is second to none. Oh, yeah? Second to none. Now, they're claiming it's the best Scotch whiskey in the world if it's second to none, or at least tied with the best. It's renowned throughout the world. And how do we know it's renowned throughout the world? Well, they claim it is. Yeah. Sure. Then they talk about King Robert II of the House of Stuart and all of that business. Color, rich bronze. Nose, sweet toffee and vanilla with pleasing spicy influence. Palate, creamy and warming, fruity with butterscotch. Finish, long and complex. Yeah. I never can pick up any of those or most of those tasting notes. When these companies give all that complex stuff, it never is that. It's never that fancy to me. King Robert II, 25.23 for 1.75. Yep. There you go. $24.99 at Total Wine and More. I told you it's like $10 cheaper. So in my case, I got it for $20 cheaper. I was so glad. And it's been lasting me for so long. So, appearance. Well, they're pretty much the same, like an amber gold. So appearance doesn't seem to matter, thankfully. So I won't have to worry about, glancing at it. And then I say, oh no, I looked at it. That one's darker. Let me start over. I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Has White Horse been taking over the show and running away with the contests? No, it hasn't. My friend David was talking about Cuddy Sark yesterday, and he said, I think Cuddy Sark, he came over here and we did some videos. Two of them got ruined by the air conditioner being too loud. I told him I'm going to have to send him a message. We got to reshoot those. So I'm going to save one of those beers that we reviewed because I have more than one can. And I'm going to ask him if he has another one of the ones that he brought. It's a specific obscure IPA. So, I mean, most people are never going to be able to get it anyway. But he was saying, I like Cuddy Sark more than White Horse. It's got more flavor. It's better and so forth. And he said, but I still like White Horse now. Don't get me wrong. I said, okay. I could probably go with Cuddy Sark over White Horse myself. Cuddy Sark is a good deal cheaper, $26 for the handle as opposed to $38.99 for the White Horse. But, yeah. I got the King Robert II, like I told you, $17.99. I don't look to see that price again in my life, but I'm not going to buy King Robert II again in my life unless I find one of the variants. I mean, I got to move on and try something else. The endless quest for the gold that is no gold. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no gold, just buying stuff and trying it. So if you said, what are you trying to accomplish? I would say nothing. I don't think. I don't see what do you actually accomplish by taste testing different whiskeys at dawn? And the reason I do it at this time of the morning is it's convenient. I can get it over with. And secondly, I don't usually have people calling me and interrupting the video, you see. The process. Or if you live in Canada, the process. So no, there's no great goal, and I'm not on a great quest. Some video channels I watch, they're on a great quest with their beer reviews, which is fine with me, but I don't necessarily agree with that idea. This smells like, you say, don't say regular old Scotch. It does smell like regular old Scotch. White bread crust, a little bit of smoke. And I mean, when I say a little bit, I mean 2% of that and 98% not that. Okay, so don't look for it because you ain't going to probably find it. And if you do find it, you won't find much. You're looking for $1 and you found 2 cents. Friar Joseph Brew Review. And I'm a morning drinker myself, but that way I get a full night's sleep laughing out loud, right? I did wake up last night to go to the bathroom. Somebody woke me up, sending me a text. And I didn't even look at it because I knew what it was about. I'm wearing purple because I knew LSU had won. He wouldn't have sent the text otherwise. And he stays up till 1 a.m. But you know how some people are. Well, I stay up till 1 a.m, so everybody else should. I'll send the text and wake you up. Fine. Now, if I send a text at 3 a.m. when I'm drinking coffee, other people would be irate. How dare you send a text this early? Don't you know people are sleeping? Oh, I'm not. You know, that kind of attitude. Of course, I wouldn't have done that because I was watching all the baseball highlights from last night, like the California, Anaheim, Los Angeles, California Angels, the Orange County Angels beating Colorado 25-1. 25-1. What a game, huh? Same old thing over here. Just sort of ho-hum, bland, blah. You know, whoopity-doo. Notice I never said bad. I just said run-of-the-mill. These are like nothing special. Like probably most of what you buy at the store. So, if that's the case, why would I pay a $10 extra? Why would I pay $10 extra for White Horse? You know the answer. I wouldn't do that. So the one that's going to win is the one that's cheaper. But let's go with the taste because I haven't even tasted it yet. But I've smelled it and I get a pretty good idea of what I'm going to encounter right here. Let's go right now. I got to do a mix up later. It's going to be recorded, so I won't post it for weeks. It's going to be a vodka with premium liqueur plus frosty lime, cherry limeade, all pure sugar. Now this has a little bit of peat. Smoke? No. No. Peat, like that compost pile taste. What a taste. How could you get somebody to eat this? I mean, drink this by describing it that way. Wouldn't you love to drink something that smelled like rotting organic matter in a garden? They'd say, ugh, why would I want to drink that? It's like trying to get people to eat Limburger cheese. I tell people at work, y'all want to try some of this? I bought it, or actually the last few I have, someone gave it to me. But that's another story. But it's Country Castle Limburger cheese. Only 2 companies in America make Limburger cheese. Country Castle is one of them. I got some from Germany last time, one time when I was at Acquista Paces, but it tasted nothing like the Limburger from the United States. It's like a whole different thing, you know. But anyway, people say, well, what does it taste like, Limburger cheese? And I'm like, yeah, well, you see, it tastes like, and then they don't want to try it. But if they would try it, they would probably find out it's a very flavorful cheese. But most people I know that the cheese they try is sliced American cheese, you know, in the little cellophane wrapper. That's what they eat. That's all they want. To them, that's really living. You eating that Kraft slices, then you live in large. And sometimes they get fancy about it. They're shredded in the bag, Kraft or Borden, even Borden. Okay, I'm not putting that down. I'm just saying that's the. You say not Louisiana, but all your fancy spicy food. Oh yes, Louisiana, which most people I know don't even eat spicy food. That's a stereotype. That's well, stereotypes are true, but it's probably a stereotype that is no longer true. Maybe 40 years ago, the average Louisianian ate spicy food. South Louisiana, North Louisiana, Anglo-Saxon, they had more in common with North Carolina, so they would eat regular old meat and potatoes. All right, eat butter, rice with butter on it. But down here it was now today, not in 1983, 2023. No, the stereotype would be that they eat just regular non-bland food, non-spicy food. And those are different reasons for that, which we don't have time to go into, but I think I know why. Yeah, this is the same thing, but this is more sugar sweet with less of the peat, the compost pile. So this one's more sugary sweet, and this one's a little less sugary sweet and a little bit more of the compost pile. But they're close, they're close, they're close, they're close, they're close. Now, last chance. Yeah. I think it's the Macleod, the King Robert II, because my memory is that it was a little more composty, peaty. And here, I remember they had a little of that, but it was more sugar sweet. I guess in my case, I rather the sugar sweet more than the compost pile, but they both got a little bitiness on the edges of the sip, so they're not totally smooth and they're not totally refined or anything like that. But then you probably would say, well, what do you think you're getting? You paying $38.99 on the top side for the handle, and you paid $17.99 for the other handle. You think you're going to get like perfection on that? And my answer would be no, I don't think I'm going to get that. But I'll be happy just to get something nice to drink, so to speak. Here's daylight. Are these nice to drink? Yeah, I guess they are. Probably better as mixers, something like that. But and in fact, get on the White Horse web page that I just linked below, and it's going first thing it's going to immediately guide you toward, oh, let's make these cocktails. That's what it's all about. Here, let's do these cocktails. When they start doing that, you know what it's about. They're not emphasizing sipping it neat, although they recommend drinking it neat in the little shot glass in between drinking beers. It's still like a cocktail, like a beer cocktail. So that's what their recommendation is. Their pairing: White Horse in a shot glass, shooting it in between beer drinking with friends. That's what they say. I wouldn't do it because I don't think that's a good idea. But I know people I work with say, "Oh yeah, that's what I do constantly." Tequila and beer. I'll say, "Oh well, do what you want. If you want to shoot tequila while you're drinking Modelo Especial, Lager Especial, that's your business. That's your beeswax." But I wouldn't do it. I could do it. I could handle it. I say I wouldn't want to do it. Because mixing alcohol does not make me sick. You know, like I could drink wine, then beer, then liquor, wine beer, in a rotation, and I wouldn't get sick. I mean, if I drink too much, I would, I guess. My father, he's so sensitive, he gets ill. Like if he drank wine and then beer, oh, he'd be sick, sick, sick. But he said his brothers and sisters, they mix it all at a party, be drinking one after the other, never get ill. Wake up the next morning, feel fine. But they didn't have asthma so bad when they were a child that they had to sleep in an oxygen tent for a year and had to repeat first grade because of missing a year of school by having to sleep in an oxygen tent. So he missed a year of school, had to repeat it due to illness, and it kind of like wrecked his body in a way that he's so sensitive to food and whatnot. I'm talking about my father, and he can't take medicine. Like he got to take half the dose. Like if they say take 500 milliliters, he got to take 250 because he can't handle it. That happened to Ringo Starr, Richard Starkey of the Beatles. The Beatles' second drummer, his body's all messed up. Like can't eat too much fancy food or spicy food because when he was a child, he had some kind of bad intestinal, like a stomach surgery, emergency surgery thing, and messed him up. Like the main thing he could eat was like beans, canned beans, and a little salad or something. So it's funny how that works. All right. I think this is the White Horse and I prefer it. But actually, it's the Ian Macleod's King Robert II, so I prefer that. So I couldn't even tell them apart. This is the second time in a row. And I think that means that you said, well, it means you don't know how to tell whiskey one from the other. It could mean that, but my experience is that's not really true. I think it's that these are so close, it's like extremely difficult to tell them. And that's been the case with White Horse all along. Is it like a substandard product? No. But does it really shine above the rest of its ilk? No. It's like totally in the mix. It's kind of like all the rest that you tried. It's something to get, but I wouldn't go seeking it out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gotta find White Horse. Why you gotta find White Horse? It's just like regular old Scotch, blended Scotch. It's fine, but it's not awesome, which and remarkable, which is probably why Diageo does nothing to promote it aside from giving it a little web page, and that's it. It's just on the shelf. They just stick it on the shelf and say, well, whoever wants to buy it, let them buy it. If they don't want to buy it, doesn't matter. We don't promote it anyway. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all tomorrow for another White Horse Showdown.